I was drinking a White Russian.
Oh, that looks like Marcel's dirty bong water.
Oh, it looks like iced coffee.
You want to hear the story? It's because my regular coffee looks exactly like when he makes a White Russian. But I ran out of my creamer yesterday, and I can't drink plain iced coffee. So I was like, what can I do? And I was like, I'll add cocoa. But cocoa doesn't dissolve in cold liquids. It only dissolves in hot liquids. So now I have his dirty ass.
That does look like my bong water. I'm gonna be real.
Okay, somebody give me the countdown.
World at stake.
That's better. I don't see the pearls. Are you scraping off plaque?
I'll take that as a go.
Just like...
Hello and welcome to episode 19, No Thumbs Up podcast, where down is up and thumbs are down. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the rather large Lebowski from 1998, a film about the dude. But first, let me introduce some beautiful people. Shut the
It's the
F
same
up.
people every week, Joel.
No, I know. I know. I was reading it, but nah, fuck it. Shut the fuck up, Dayne.
Were you gonna go PG on that?
No, you're not supposed to swear in the first minute of the video, but we don't get views.
Because we swear in the first minute of the video, we aren't getting recommended. Shut up.
No, we don't. No, we don't. I've been more.
You should bleep it out. That'd be funnier if you added a bleep in there.
It's in the first 10 seconds.
Absent Josh.
Good.
Good.
Okay.
Great.
It'll help.
Nihilist. Brackets. Chinaman is not the preferred nomenclature. Noah. Mod Masher Marcel. And Spaghetti Joe. From the movie.
The sequel.
My name is Joel, and I'll be your plotsman for today. So please sit down, get comfortable, and hit that jug-chugging like button. Did I do that one last week? I don't know. Or porn goons will piss on your rug.
No, not my rug.
But that
If you like
really
the
brings the
room
room together.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
If you like what we're doing,
quotable lines.
honestly though, it's like I liked it a lot better the second time. If you like what we're doing here, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get more podcasts like this one, and hit the bell button so you don't miss a damn episode. This was Dayne's movie. How many of us had seen it before?
Yes, sir.
I had seen it once, and I didn't really remember much about it because it was, I know a lot of it's very low profile and like.
It's one I had on my radar for a while, but I've never seen it.
It's one I always just like hear about and see quotes, but I just knew fuck all about like anything to do with the movie, just the name, like Lebowski. Mm-hmm. Especially because all the memes of the fucking baby getting baptized. Like, where's the money, Lebowski? Shithead. Baby getting dunked.
I don't know if I've ever seen those, but okay.
So funny.
I've seen that one. That one's really good.
I'm surprised Marcel hasn't seen this movie. But.
Really?
I haven't. I actually... I don't know what it was.
Haven't seen?
And you haven't seen The Big Lebowski? She's the one who like made me watch that.
Oh yeah, she tried. I didn't fucking watch it. I think that's partly why. That might have been why. It was kind of just like having her be like, "Oh, you gotta watch this." Like now I don't want to fucking watch it like at all. And it was kind of one of those like, don't do it. Now I want to do it. You know what I mean? That's so like I kind of went a while without actually watching it, and I did try to watch it once, and I made it like 5 minutes in or like 10 minutes in, and I was like, I don't think I'm in the mood for this right now. I don't really want to like figure out what the fuck's going on, so that I put on something like Transformers. And so watching it was
let it trade down.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, nah, I don't want the Patron. I'd rather have the Jose Cuervos. Like
the beer.
The Lucky Lager or the beer.
So a bit about this movie to preface. It was released on March 6, 1998, directed by the Coen brothers, Ethan and Joel. It has a budget of 15 million and a box office of 46.7 million. And
Damn that! Wait, I'm sorry. Go back a sec. It was 15 mil was their budget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn.
They got a lot of actors for 15
I was gonna say,
1998.
Think about like the trip scenes. Like, holy shit!
Yeah,
I thought it'd be a lot more of a budget. They did a good. Fuck, I have more respect for this movie. Like immediately.
I mean, I think their idea with the trip scenes was like the whole fucking bowling alley, like strike and spare ugly little animations. I don't think those were hard to make.
No, I'm talking about like the giant wall of like shoes. And shit
that was
like
good.
That.
Yeah.
That was.
And what about like
when he's
the
flying
set
over
of
this
like
city?
I love when he's flying.
Oh, when he's like in that plumber outfit and he just comes through and he's like,
yeah.
That didn't
smash
cost
Jeff Bridges' face.
Julius Caesar.
Anyway.
So some people you may recognize from, or I may recognize, I don't know. The dude is played by Jeff Bridges from True Grit, Crazy Heart, Tron. I don't know if there's any.
He was also in R.I.P.D. with Ryan Reynolds.
Yes, his claim to fame. R.I.P.D.
Yeah, that's what put him at the top.
Walter Sobchak. Is his last name that? John is played by John Goodman from 10 Cloverfield Lane. You know John friggin' Goodman. I don't gotta say this.
He's also in Arachnophobia.
I wrote that down too.
He plays a goofy
goober
bug killer.
Maud Lebowski is played by Julianne Moore, who you may know from Crazy Stupid Love or Carrie. She's the
mother in the remake of Carrie.
Oh, okay.
She's also in like a bunch of like award-winning films, but they're kind of like she's an amazing actress, but they're a little too artsy-fartsy for my taste.
The new Carrie kind of sucked.
Oh, it did.
Dude.
Yeah. The whole resolution of that movie could have been send a fucking text. Yo, Carrie going crazy. Get the fuck out. She got superpowers. Like, and then movie's done. Like,
I mean, if I received a text like that, I'd be like,
dude, we're so drunk off this ass.
Steve Buscemi, who plays Theodore Donald Donnie Karabatsos.
Respectfully.
From literally anything Adam Sandler is in, or Fargo. Flea.
Or Fargo.
He's also in Spy Kids 2. He plays the scientist in Spy Kids, or like the crazy guy.
Oh, he does, yeah.
He does, yeah. He has one of the deepest lines in any fucking movie.
What is it?
If God, or if do you think God stays in heaven because he's afraid of what he's created on earth?
He said that was from that.
Spy Kids.
It's because he too is afraid of what he's created. Flea plays Nihilist number 2. He's a bass player from Red Hot Chili Peppers. And then Sam Elliott plays the Stranger. Oh yeah. He's the Guts, Glory, Ram.
Right.
I didn't do a movie.
Ghost Rider. He plays the horse rider.
Because
that's a good poster.
The dude abides.
Difficult, but I did a White Russian, and I
can tell.
I was drinking a White Russian.
Oh, that looks like Marcel's dirty bong water.
Oh, it looks like iced coffee.
You want to hear the story? It's because my regular coffee looks exactly like when he makes a White Russian, but I ran out of my creamer yesterday, and I can't drink plain iced coffee. So I was like, what can I do? And I was like, I'll add cocoa, but cocoa doesn't dissolve in cold liquids. It only dissolves in hot liquids. So now I have his dirty ass.
That does look like my bong water. I'm a be real. That's pretty close. It's got the floaties in it and all.
Chunky.
And then very small 3 times I wrote, I am the walrus.
Yeah.
I am the walrus. Anyways.
Like the second viewing, I liked the Donnie Beaks a lot more.
Yeah.
Than the first. The first I felt bad. The second I was like, all right.
I think once you watch this movie, I'll talk about that later.
It's like, all right, Donnie may be out of his element. Like,
yeah. Literally just doesn't contribute, like, almost anything.
Hey, don't talk shit about Donnie.
Here on the No Thumbs Up podcast, every week we bring a movie to put on this here mystical wheel, and then at the end of the episode we spin it and we find out what movie we'll be watching and reviewing for the next episode. So here on the wheel this week we have Hostel, which is Dayne's movie. Torture.
It's
Torture.
pretty much torture.
Makes you scared to travel.
Yeah.
Expletive.
Don't use a
Very,
hostel
very
in a
gory.
foreign country.
One of the very few horror movies that have actually made me like uncomfortable.
Yeah. Not for the faint of heart. Memories of Murder, the remastered version. That's Noah's movie.
All I know is it's like a mystery film. I think it has the like the Bong Joon-ho. I don't pronounce that right, but he always has like that same actor, right? Like that one Korean actor, like the father from Parasite. He appears in a couple
Oh
of
yeah,
films.
yeah.
I think I'm not too sure, but I think he's the main character or one of the characters in this one too. That's all I know.
Either way, I'd be down to watch that tonight, Noah.
Yeah.
Dead Alive is Marcel's movie.
It's early
First
Peter
step.
Jackson, and it's
Oh
really,
yeah.
it's really
Funny.
good, but it's also like really fucking weird. Like to put basically there's zombies, and then at one point there's a like kung fu priest. So that's like go with that. It's a trip for sure.
My movie is The Bucket List with I'm gonna blank on the white guy's name, but
Morgan Freeman and
Morgan
Jack
Freeman.
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, thank you. And basically, they're both dying, and they have bucket lists, and they are scratching a bunch of stuff off. And what
Been a
is the
while
guy's name
since
again?
I've seen that. Yeah.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson is like loaded, I think, so he's kind of helping Morgan Freeman scratch off a bunch of.
That movie's gonna make me cry again.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's kind of sad. DJ Osmosis Jones.
Shout out.
Oh fuck.
Josh
Yo, Trent,
Go
bring it
Trent.
couldn't make it this week, but his movie is Osmosis Jones. About
Osmosis Jones.
They're like white blood cells, but it's like a crime movie. And then Joe's movie is Invader Zim: Enter the Florpus.
Florpy.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
At the end of the episode,
Pretty accurate.
Excitement.
we'll come back and spin the wheel, and then we'll see what we're reviewing next time. But for now, let's get into the
rather large.
Lebowski. The Plotbowski.
Bowling for
This is a tale about a fella named Jeff Lebowski, who called himself the Dude. This is narrated all by, like we said,
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
God, this intro is so just like music to my ears.
Calming.
Like,
His voice just
anything he
sounds like
says.
warm caramel. Just like, it's great.
You've seen this intro so many times.
uh,
It's gonna be starting it, but I like it.
honestly,
Like,
I wasn't
didn't mind it
angry.
every time.
Yeah.
I really didn't.
This story took place in the early 90s, and we just
Los
see
Angeles.
Los Angeles, and we see the
Los
dude
Angeles?
just like getting some groceries, and the whole time the narrator only just kind of like rambles on and just doesn't say
He's the
much. It's all
dude.
that important. He's like, yeah, well, I wouldn't say he's a hero because what's a hero? And yeah, blah, blah. And he's the laziest. He's like the laziest man in the L.A. County, which puts him in the running for laziest man worldwide. And then he's like, I lost my train of thought. And then he just gives up and the movie starts.
Oh, I've introduced him enough.
Yeah.
Literally, the man, like the dude, just like writes a personal check for 69 cents so we can buy his milk.
Yeah.
Like that's where this guy's at.
Yeah. He just gets in his front door, turns on the light, and like immediately just starts like getting like beating the shit out of.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
Yeah, this dude just like grabs him from behind, dunks his head in the toilet, and where's the money, Lebowski?
It's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
Yeah, he's like, where is this shit?
Poor Milk though, like man had to literally, like I said, he had to write a personal check for like 69 cents and just like get shattered as soon as he gets like thrown into the toilet. And then like poor guy gets his rug pissed on. Like he just wanted to have a couple nightcaps and go to bed. Like
Right? I know
Just
he,
Biden. Like
It's kind of just a common theme in this movie. The dude just getting fucked on.
yeah, so there's obviously confusion here. He's like, yeah, your wife owes us money, so you owe us money. And he's like, you think I have a wife? The toilet seat is up. Like, And
They're
then
like, shit, good point.
Yeah.
they're
I
like,
thought you
no,
said this guy was supposed to be a millionaire, and he's just in this rundown ass house.
Like, do they
Does he
not
look like a
realize when they're like
millionaire?
finding like the apartment and finding the number or whatever, or the house or whatever?
Well, yeah, and he's supposed to be married, and there's like no photos of like his
They
wife
try
around.
googling this guy, like serial list.
Yeah, you ever check a Facebook? Fuck. Like,
It was
1998
19. It
Facebook.
was the 90s. That's true. Never mind. It's different.
Yeah, they were just like, yeah, isn't he supposed to be a millionaire? He's like, he doesn't look like a millionaire. He looks like a fucking loser. So they just like bounce, and the one dude on the way out, he's just like, thanks a lot, asshole. It's like,
yeah.
I just bought some fucking milk. Like,
General public be like,
Come in here and give me a swirly piss on my rug, and I'm the asshole.
yeah.
fucked up.
There's like a soothing,
Shit ain't right.
like this, because I know like when we were at the end of the movie the first time, we were just like, what, this was supposed to be a happy movie, this is a sad movie. But after watching it the second time, it's like, this really is a feel-good movie. Like every
It really
like
is.
after every scene, there's just this like slow, like there's always just like this really calming music, and it'll just be like the bowling alley like slowly being introduced. It's just, you're just chilling.
It's so nice because I love just how like hectic the movie will get at certain parts, and then like you said, it just goes right to the bowling alley. So I'm always just like, yeah, like life gets fucking crazy sometimes, but when you find something you love, it's just calm, you know.
It's like what Walter always ends up saying. He's like, "Come on, let's go fucking bowling." We see like literally everybody getting strikes, and then we see Donnie, and he like bowls and then goes to sit back with the dude and Walter, and Walter's immediately just being a dick to him. But basically, he's telling the dude that he's got to go and like get his rug back.
Yeah, he's like,
And-
you should find the other Lebowski, and he should pay for your fucking rug.
Yeah, and first the dude says, "Oh, blah blah, this guy and the Chinaman," and then fucking Walter just is popping off, just like, this isn't, and also Chinaman is not the preferred nomenclature. He always just goes between like 10 and like 2, like.
This movie is just like a bunch of like saying one thing, but then right after the other thing, like the opposite thing will happen.
Yeah.
They'll say the opposite
It's
thing.
so
that they said not to
contradictory
say.
on itself. Like, it's so good.
Like every time.
Yeah, he's like really convincing me he needs to go get it, and he's like, "It really tied the room together, did it not?" And he's like, "Fucking A, man."
They really tied the room together. Shut the fuck up, Downey.
And this guy pissed on it? Shut the fuck up, Donnie. You're out of your element.
They go to the Big Lebowski's house. Well, just the dude does, and the butler guy. I don't remember who plays him,
Brandt.
but
Yeah, Brandt.
Yeah. Dayne's on that one.
it is just showing off all of his like accomplishments on the wall. Ooh, this is his big key, and this is what he did here, and
Yeah, he's just like, this man cured cancer. Lebowski also, is just like the best man in the world.
Yeah, he's like going
Time
over all these
magazine
famous
has
people
something-
he's met.
and these are
I
his
love
children.
that shot of like the Time magazine, like
The mirror.
thing,
Yeah.
and he's just like staring at it. I love that. That's just so like, it was just really, it was beautiful.
One thing I thought was weird is like when he's like the sponsored children that don't have the necessary means to have the necessary means to get the education.
Yeah. They're that bad.
When Lebowski finally, sorry, no, freaking cat. Get out! I don't like you.
Joel is mean to cats.
He's giving us his commentary, bro.
He's like,
Someone
meow.
call PETA.
Fuck you, Donnie.
PETA.
He's like, shut the fuck up, Joel. So Lebowski comes rolling in. He doesn't have use of his legs, and he's just being a real dick. And he's like, yeah, so I know what the situation is. So what's the deal? He's like, well, yeah, so this guy pissed on my rug. He's like, no, yeah, I understand that. What's the deal? Why does this have to do with me?
Yeah.
Like, well,
You told Brand told me. I'm still trying to figure out where I fit into this.
Did
he's
I piss on your rug?
Do you mean, did you piss on my rug? And he's like, do you have a job? Like,
Did I blame anyone when I lost my legs? It was a damn Chinaman. Like, why does everybody hate Chinaman in this fucking movie? Like,
and he says Chinaman
America in
in
the 90s.
Korea.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's like their default to just
I was gonna say,
calling the antagonist Chinaman.
and say earlier too, right after Walter is like, Chinaman is not the preferred nomenclature. Literally, like the next sentence, he says Chinaman.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
He's like trying to say, like, you know, they weren't trying to piss on my rug. I'm not even Lebowski. I'm the dudester, or El Duderino if you aren't into the whole brevity thing. He's like, your what? He starts to say, like, your wife owes me money, and he cuts him off. He's like, my wife has nothing to do with this. And he's like, you can't go around blaming everybody for everything. Yeah, you don't have a job, blah, blah, blah. And the dude's just kind of like, you know what, screw this, and starts walking out. And meanwhile, he just runs into the butler on the way out. He's like, yeah, he said I could take any rug I want. So on the way out, he just gets the servants to, like, grab the rug. And he sees the bunny, this guy's wife.
Slutty.
Who is
And
just
she's
in Sharknado.
sitting there sunbathing, and he's like, oh, hey, how you doing? She's like, blowing my toes. And he's just like, oh, you sure, like, this guy won't mind? And so the dude just passed out in the pool, and she's like, nah, he won't mind, he's a nihilist. He doesn't believe in anything. So then she's just like, yeah, I'll suck your dick for $1,000. He can watch if he pays $100. And the butler's like really trying to, like, diffuse the situation by, like, overly laughing.
She's really charismatic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then, like, as I love when he's leaving. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
When he's leaving, he's just like, I need to find an ATM.
Yeah. Like, looking back. Men.
Men that literally
Hashtag
only
not
want
all
one
men,
thing.
Noah.
And it's
Hashtag not all
fucking
men.
disgusting.
Yeah, you think.
Shows picture of White Russian.
Fuck you.
So yeah, they're bowling again, and Walter's late. He comes in with just, like, his ex-wife's dog, and just lets it out. And he's like, you brought the dog bowling? He's like, I didn't buy the dog fucking shoes. It's not taking your fucking turn, dude. I didn't
I'm
bring
not
the
buying a
dog
fucking
bowling.
beer.
Yeah, it's like, no, you definitely did bring the dog bowling.
But it's not bowling. It's just
Yeah, he's technically, that's the thing. He's technically not wrong. So, like, you can't argue with him, man. Walter is just, like, always on that line of, like, fuck you, tell me I'm wrong. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
They start bickering when all of a sudden, like, Walter just blurts out, he's like, over the line, to this guy named Smokey, who's just bowling.
Poor fucking Smokey, man.
Dude's just trying to take his turn. He's just like,
I'm sorry, Smokey, you were over the line. That's a foul. Bullshit. Mark it 8, dude. Excuse me, mark it 0 next time. Pulls a fucking gun out. You're gonna mark it 0.
Is this whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one who gives a fuck about the rules anymore?
I like how the dude's just like, oh, they're calling the cops. Like,
Yeah, they're calling the cops, dude. Put the piece
Walter
away.
doesn't fucking waiver. He's just like, put a 0.
I like how, like, what he's, like, taking it apart, and then he just kind of, like, whispers to himself. He's just like, it's a league game, Smokey. As he's putting it away. Going out to his car, like, him and the dude are sitting there, and the cops are just, like, pulling up in the background. Get out!
Oh, let him in. There we go. Now
You're out of your element, Addy.
Yeah, you're out of your element, Addy.
Shut the fuck up, Addy.
He's such a big boy.
He is.
So, they're basically, this whole scene is them just sitting in the car and the dude telling them, yo, you gotta take it easy, man. But then at his house, he's making a White Russian, and you hear him, like, receiving all these like, messages on his phone. They're saying, like, yeah, we are gonna, like, be telling the league that he pulled a gun on us. And, like, all these people being like, yeah, well, we're not sure if we can move forward because this dude did pull a gun and all this. Well, he's just, yeah, sitting there making his drink all chill. And we see, like, when we get here that we do see, like, the big carpet sprawled out that he stole from the Big Lebowski. This guy shows up at his door and he's like, hey, I booked my venue for my, like, dance or whatever.
What a weird like, landlord guy.
Yeah. And he's just like, yeah, can you come, like, give me notes? And he's like, yeah, no, like, I can do that. And, oh, yeah, but it is already the 10th Lebowski. And he's just like, oh. And he's like, yeah, like rent. And he's like, oh, yeah, right, yeah, I'll get that to you. But it's funny because, like, you get that, like, you know, he doesn't have much pull over people, like the dude, but the one person he does have pull over is, like, he's even kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know, very manipulatable. At the... Oh, yeah, he gets, like, called back to the Big Lebowski's house, and they're just like, you know, don't even worry about the carpet, like, we don't care. But then when they get there, it's like the Big Lebowski sitting in front of the fireplace, just spouting all this stuff about
looking like a goddamn Batman villain.
Yeah, what makes a man? He's saying just like, is it?
I don't know, penis, testicles.
Do you mind if I light up a J? And just
Yeah. He's like, you mind if I do a J? he starts saying that basically his wife was kidnapped and that the dude has to, like, help him do this trade-off with some money to get her back because he's in a unique situation to do so because he could recognize the people who took his rug, who he thinks are the same people that kidnapped his wife.
The rug pissers.
Yeah, the rug pissers. So he shows him this ransom note that just looks like a really, like, they made it in, like, Microsoft Word ransom note, but
not even Microsoft Word. It's a collage.
Like,
it's like a
but
collage
it's from,
but yeah,
cut out from magazines and then, like, pasted on, and then they faxed it over.
Yeah, then it's a
Yeah.
fax,
yeah,
which is silly.
yeah.
90s.
90s.
Which, like, the whole point of cutting out the message is so that you can't be traced, but then faxing it, right? Like, is a traceable thing. Or
Yeah.
like, or they printed it off, which is what they actually did do because they faked this whole thing. But,
They just faxed it from a public place, like a library.
so basically the dude's gonna be a courier, and the butler makes a point of saying her life is in your hands, dude. Like, he made sure, or he told me to make sure to repeat that. So
Wait, no, because he says that when he gives them the money. Because then he
No,
gets just the pager, doesn't he? And then he, like, goes because they steal his rug before he comes back because he's like, yo, what's up with your jaw?
oh yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we have this montage of the Spanish dude in all purple.
Oh,
And he's like
Jesus.
getting ready to
oh
like,
my god, the boy! I fucking
What a good
love
scene.
him. It's so pointless. He's actually like a really pointless character to like everything, but I just love the line when he's just like, "Man, Liam, we're gonna fuck you up," and it always cracks me up. That's my thumbs up moment. That was just like unexpected, and I love it.
see
You
him
try
just
to
like,
pull that gun shit on me, I'm gonna stick that gun up your ass and pull the trigger till it goes click. Jesus, that's the name.
yeah. I like how it's just Jesus. It's not like Jesus or anything. He's like Spanish or like Mexican, but like not really at all.
No,
Like,
his accent doesn't. It sounds like Puerto Rican kind of, but like really thick, shitty Puerto Rican. Like a. It sounds like he's like making fun of like,
Yeah.
a specific like.
I love the way he just like walks around and like uses his hips. He has such a weird fluidity with his spine.
He's
Oh, I
just
wish.
fucking. He's like straight as a
Brokeback
board,
Gang.
but he's
yeah,
just
but then he like
He's just thick.
he acts thick.
He just like licks his
little Tina.
purple ball and then like goes and bowls it. It's kind of a little jig and then like points at his other.
This is my favorite thing.
The other that part just gets me when he turns around and points, and then his partner's like pointing back at him, writing it down on the sheet.
Your sensuality, the man.
And then like the movie always does, just insta contrast to like something of the opposite. Walter's just like, yeah, he's a sex offender.
He's saying, he's like, oh man, that guy's a creep, and he's like, yeah, no, he is. No, like seriously, when he moved here, he had to go door to door and like tell people.
Yeah, I love just the scene where he like goes, rings the doorbell, and all we don't see anything else besides just this big burly man open the door and Jesus just looking at him.
Yeah, so there's the scene of him going door to door and having to tell these people. So the dude's like pretty chill about this whole plan because he's like, yeah, no, if you think about it, she probably kidnapped herself, like. Just like she owes money to like people all over town, or I don't think he knows that yet, but anyways, he thinks that she kidnapped herself is the point. He's like, look for the person who will benefit most, and he's trying to dispute something, and Donnie's just looking at him. He's like, I am the walrus, and it's just like, no, it's like he's like, I am the walrus, just like keeps saying it. And he's just like, shut the fuck up, Danny or Donnie. Dude in the purple comes up and he's talking shit like you're saying. He's like, yeah, you want to try and pull a gun on me? Yeah, I'll just stick it up your ass and pull the trigger till it goes click. We're gonna fuck you up. He like Walter kind of like doesn't even like stand up to him. He just like kind of takes it and the dude walks away.
Wait, how is that, Noah?
What do you mean? Continue your plot. Continue.
What?
Like, something here.
I don't know what he's talking about.
That was also one of the biggest ones I've seen. That was fucking crazy, man. I'm like watching you. I'm like, holy shit, he's just going. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. I can't hit those things that hard. And he's just like sitting there, like not giving a fuck. And I'm like, is he gonna stop? So like the whole time we were talking about that, I'm just staring at Noah, watching him just take this god hit. And I was like, oh, there's gonna be so much smoke. Like, how is he gonna hide that? Pulls out the smoke buddy, hides it like nothing. I'm like, this guy's like, he had nobody noticed. This is amazing.
Experience.
Stealth hit. For real though, that beautiful. I'm like sweating. My body is so hot after that.
I was like start coughing, and I was like, yeah, like I thought you were just gonna straight face it and come back in and just be like, yeah, I love that part, but I was like, no way, no, he's gotta cough that out. Get that shit out of you, man. Oh fuck, that was funny.
So the dude gets home and pretty much just gets kidnapped and drugged immediately, and we have like his first like scene of just like him following this girl on a red carpet. There's a really nice transition to him like flying.
He's just kind of like flying, yeah. I love that. It's so calm. Because like again, like he's just like laying there listening to like I think it was like League Play or something. He was listening to like
he's listening to bowling, yeah.
Yeah, he's listening to bowling, just relaxing on his rug, enjoying a White Russian, and like every time he goes to relax, it like something happens, you know. So I just love the fact that he just opens his eyes and just gets clocked the fuck out. Like, you know, every time he's just like ready to enjoy his own time, something just comes in and it's like, nah, fuck you, you don't get to relax. Like, and then again, just those transitions to like when he's knocked out or every time he's like on something or knocked out, he's just like, it's so like beautifully calming. Just
yeah, it's nice.
And the
It's
thing
like
is
cozy
like
feeling almost.
they just show up, like clock him out, and take the carpet, and then they come back later.
Explain that. She could have deadass just went, "Yo, this is actually a rug that my mother, or I gave to my mother," and you know they could have. She could have just showed up.
She does explain it. She just explains it later
after the fact. Yeah.
So and she's like, "Oh, here's a doctor for your jaw." Like, what? Is she already planning on like doing the whole thing later? Like, what the fuck, bitch?
They make a callback to that later in the movie. Yeah.
Like that's messed.
So he realizes when he's flying, there's a bowling ball in his hand, falls down. There's like a lot of more bowling tripping, or he's like getting crushed by the ball and going down the lane. And then he wakes up and his pager is going off, so he has to go and meet the butler, and they're giving him the briefcase. And
Is he a butler? I don't think he's like a butler. I think he's like
what
a.
is he?
I don't know. He's Brandt. We can keep
Sure.
calling him the butler, though. I'm okay with the butler. He is kind of just like Lebowski's bitch.
This is a simp for Lebowski.
He is.
Just ass kisser.
They give him not only a
Mr. Burns and
suitcase,
Smithers.
yeah, but the wireless phone, which is like on like a purse almost. He picks up Walter on the way, and Walter's got like his bag, which is the ringer, which is like, you know, like the fake one, and it's filled with all his dirty underwear. And he's telling him, he's like, basically, we're just gonna keep the whole million and then get the girl back. And they're like, he's like, well, what happens if?
Yeah, Walter shows up just wanting to pull a full Rambo. He's like, fuck it. We'll just kill him and beat the shit out of the last guy, and then we'll figure out where she's at, and then we'll bust that place down, too. Like,
Yeah, he's like, once a plan gets too complicated, it gets all fucked up. And then the dude's just like, yeah, just throw the thing out the window eventually. And he's like, nah, that fucks up our whole plan.
I love when they call him because they're just like, who's that with you? He's, what do you mean? Or what does he say again? He's like,
He said we're on our way.
Who's this we? Oh, it's my driver. And then the daughter or fucking Walter's just sitting there like, these guys are fucking amateurs. You're fucking this thing up. Like, he's just making it worse. Like,
oh, you go.
I was gonna say, like, one of the only times the dude actually gets like upset in this movie, he's like, "You fucked it up, Walter. Now she's gonna die."
Yeah.
He didn't have his joint. That's why.
Yeah.
He didn't do a J.
Do a J.
I just want to get one of those roach clips that he has. Seems like the most handy device. The Bath J later is just
Wait, I wonder if I can-
Oh,
Just get some
It's
tweezers.
Lila's turn. Oh no, just Eddie.
he just chirps. But he doesn't actually want me. He just wants me to follow him to the front door because he wants to go outside.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
they do end up
Oh yeah.
like organizing the thing on the phone, and the dude tells him to just throw it out the window when they get there. So he's just like, nah, fuck, this is a stupid plan. So he like takes the ringer, throws it out, ditches out the like door of the car, randomly has an Uzi wrapped in paper, just throws it out, and it starts spinning around. And he's like, dude, take the wheel. It like blows out his back tire, and he just crashes the car.
yeah, dead ass. Like, Walter just like, he's just like, all right, fuck it. Go 15. Go 15. Drops out. Like the poor guy's car gets shot the fuck up by the Uzi, too. Like,
Yeah,
poor
yeah.
Car gets like the back fucking light gets shot out. And like, this crashes his fucking car. It's so sad. Like,
Also,
he just-
like,
he didn't have to do any of that. They could have just thrown the money out.
he dives out, and like the Uzi's on the ground where he's gonna be. Like, it's spinning around, and he's on the ground. Like, anyways,
They just straight up died right there.
Nothing
Yeah.
bad happens to anybody else in this movie except for fucking the dude.
And Donnie.
And Donnie.
And Donnie. Oh, and I guess the one nihilist girlfriend, but like she loses a toe, but that's about it.
Fucking,
dude's
do you
on the
think-
motors. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, do you think this movie is like the base boards, I want to say, for Dude, Where's My Car?
Where's your car, dude?
Because like his
But he's
car
finding
just
his car.
it just goes missing sometimes. And I mean,
It just gets like stolen.
and then
No
he's
aliens.
the dude, right? So
I could see it.
Dude, Where's
Some
My Car?
inspiration.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
It's the prequel to Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah.
I don't know who filmed it, but I,
I think
need to
Dude,
ask
Where's My
them.
Car would
This-
have to be the prequel.
It's one
Nah,
of the
this is the
one of
prequel.
dude's
It's
kids.
Dude, Where's the Money, Lebowski?
Wait, is Dude, Where's My Car older than this movie?
No.
No, I'm just
Oh.
saying the people in Dude, Where's My Car are younger.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's the dude's son when he grows up in Dude, Where's My
Oh.
Car.
Well, I didn't
This
say
is
like
this
I didn't
Julia
mean the
Moore's
same
kid.
universe. I meant it's the same like
The dude expanded
Concept.
cinematic universe.
yeah expanded.
Fuck.
So these people on motorcycles make away with his underwear when they're like then they're just like chilling at the bowling alley again. He says before they leave, "Come on, fuck this, let's go bowling." And
And Nico,
like,
let's go bowling.
the dude's like, "What are we gonna do?" And he's like, "I don't understand what exactly is the problem." He's like, "Well, we didn't do a transaction. Like, we still have the money. What about the poor woman?" And he's like, "Oh, you mean that poor slut?" It's just like, yeah, no, you said it yourself. She kidnapped herself. It's like like Walter always just changing on a dime. But like, he gets pissed about something completely separate with Donnie, like Walter does. I can't really remember. And he starts talking about, I'm not fucking rolling on the Jewish day of rest.
What is it called again?
I wrote it later.
Sort of the
Shabbos. It's
No.
Shabbos.
Shavos.
Shavos.
But
Yeah,
it's 2 words.
It means I don't
It's
do a
about-
handoff. I don't drive a car, and I don't fucking roll on Shavos.
The dude gets like pissed and starts trying to leave, and everybody follows him. And I wrote in exactly what they say later. That Shabbos is one of the words, but it's like
It's Shabbos,
something
the
Shabbos.
Sabbath.
Oh, okay.
That's just what he
The
says.
Lord's Day of Rest. The Jewish Lord's Day of Rest.
Yeah.
When they get out there, like, even though he was parked in a handicap zone, they're like, "No, like, you know that those guys stole our car." And it, like, they say it like it's pretty like damning evidence that somebody stole his car. So it's like he always parks in the handicap zone, I guess. At like home, he's like talking to the police about trying to find his car, and they're just interviewing him. They're like, "Oh, what was in there?" He's, my tape deck, my
Creed.
suitcase." And they're like, "Oh, what was in the suitcase?" "Oh, just business papers, "Oh, what do you do?" "I'm unemployed." In the middle
The cops
of
like don't bat an eye. They're like, oh yeah.
"Oh, wow, 2 times in 1 week, huh?"
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, like my rug got stolen too. It might be the same guys. Oh, 2 like crimes in the same week. Like they just don't give a shit about this guy at all. Like,
In the middle of this, he gets a call from Maud, who's just like, "Yeah, no, we took your rug." And they're just like, "Huh, that's lucky, huh?" And
Guess we can mark
He's-
that one off.
yeah,
oh,
he shows up in like her weird painting dungeon.
oh god.
He comes flying.
It made me so
Weird
uneasy. Like, because it comes out of left field, and then I mean, so does she, and her like bare butt. Like, it's just really, it was just odd. It really made me uncomfortable. But I think
Why does the female form make you uncomfortable, Marcel?
no, that doesn't bother me. But paint naked while you're fucking climbing across the zip line does. That
Her art
don't
is-
seem-
Honestly, that one's on the bucket list. Zip line across my house while nude painting.
Her art is known to be strongly vaginal. Some men tense even at the word vagina.
vagina. But won't bat an eye when they say dick or Johnson.
Johnson?
She is
It's in your Johnson.
She is
Johnson. Oh, hi.
the daughter of Mr. Lebowski, right? Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
Lebowski, yeah.
She's like, "Do you like sex, Mr. Lebowski?" And she's kind of interrogating him about all this sex stuff because we learned that Bunny is she's a
Nymphomaniac.
nymphomaniac, and so she's addicted to sex and has no
Here, come
enjoyment,
watch this
but-
porno.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, you recognize this one? It's Bunny," and he's like, "Yeah, I know that guy. He's a nihilist." And so basically they're in a porno, and the other girl comes around the corner and takes her shirt off. "That's my friend Sherry. She just came over to use the shower. The story's ludicrous," as she says. And basically, yeah, so she owes money to all these people. But yeah, she stole the rug back because it was her mom's rug, right? Wait, is her mom? We never meet her mom, right?
No.
Yeah, okay. And then so the bunny is just kind of like a gold digger kind of thing, so she doesn't like her. And she says that because he got hit in the jaw at some point, so she's just like, also, I know this guy who will fix
Well,
your jaw.
yeah, her goons punched him in the face when they stole the rug back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes.
And everybody always says, oh, yeah, get me the money and I'll let you keep 10%. And he gets the same offer from every single person. And he's just like, yeah, give me the money.
It's a standard going rate for, like, whatever it is that he's doing.
But he's the one going through all the hardship, you know?
Dude, this whole movie is basically like, yeah, when you don't have a job, you're just, like, useless. But, like, literally, it's just everybody else shitting on him. It's just everybody who has a job or is, like, higher up or, like, you know, like, whatever is just, like, shitting on the poor guy because he's just, like, you know, trash, right? It's just, it's so sad.
I think
dude's just living his best life, man.
This next scene, I think, is my thumbs up moment. He's, like, just taking the limo ride home. He's just, like, having a white Russian just chilling in there. And, like, the, like, limo drivers just, like, I don't know, they're just having a good time together. And,
oh, you know, I got a bunch of, he's like, I got a rash, this, that, and that, but I can't complain, you know?
Yeah. They're just like, oh, it's life, man.
Well, Walter, or, the dude just sits back, he's like, yeah, man, I got a rash, too.
He's, like, putting his feet up on the thing and everything.
He just
he literally just gets out of the limo and then just gets stolen from the limo and put into another limo. And it's Mr. Lebowski and Brandt, and they're just like, yeah, we didn't get the money, and they're all pissed, and he's like trying to explain basically what Maude told him, but he can't like really.
Wait, real quick before we get into that scene, he does mention that there was a blue like buggy.
Car following.
Yeah, and that ends up kind of going nowhere, but kind of going somewhere later. But this is the first part we see. But yeah, then he's in the car getting interrogated.
Yeah, he's saying like, oh, we dropped off the money. The royal we, I mean. And yeah, so he's trying to re-spew all the stuff that Maude told him, but he can't really do it. And
I love that. It's so good. He's just like, yeah, with the thing, man, and you gotta like do it, but like, you know, like shit's got complicated, man. Like he's just like trying to like explain
some new shit has come to light, man.
Like, he's just like going into, he's so passionate about it, but it's just like, you know, the heart's there, but the words aren't.
Yeah, he's like, has it ever occurred to you that she kidnapped herself? And they're like, no, it had not occurred to us. They just hand him this letter, and it has like a little pinky toe in it that's like all painted, and basically they're just like, she's a hostage. She didn't steal herself. Basically, he's just saying you need to get her back, or hellfire will rain down upon you. I wrote the wrong kind of toe. I was like, there's a toe in the package. I was like, what is that supposed to mean? But yeah, Walter, when he's with Walter at like this cafe, he's like basically calling it out for being a fake, and he's just like, oh man, what a bunch of fucking amateurs. They send us this toe. And he starts yelling, and like the girl there's just like, hey, you know, like you're in a cafe, like can you just be a little quieter? And he's just like, I fucking fought in Vietnam for this place, and starts yelling, and it just makes
making
like
a scene again.
Yeah, it makes the dude really uncomfortable, and he's just like, fuck this, throws his money down and leaves. And then like you can tell Walter's so
I'm
proud.
finishing my coffee.
I'm finishing this
Yeah,
cup.
I'm staying. Yeah, I'm finishing my coffee. He's just like talking to no one.
The Supreme Court has roundly rejected prior restraint. This isn't the First Amendment issue, man. Fucking dumb.
Hey.
Fucking
The dude is smoking weed in his tub, like Marcel's image there, and
hell yeah.
The gets like you hear on the phone thing. It's like, oh yeah, we found your car, and he's like, fuck yes, far out, man, and immediately gets broken into by the nihilists. And just sees over.
This is actually my thumbs down scene. Not for like the reason that it's like a bad scene. It's just like, look how comfy he is right now. Like he's vibing so hard. It's so well deserved. And he gets like that hint of like, yeah, we found your car, some good news. And then these nihilists, they're like, nah, we're just gonna come in and break all your shit, like, and throw a fucking what was it again?
Ferret.
A ferret in the tub.
Nice
like,
marmot. Yeah, he just throws it in the bath with him, and
it doesn't even do anything. It just swims around a lot. And he's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think I missed it before, but I like before when he tells like Walter about the nihilists, he's just like, they don't believe in anything. Oh my god, this is just like,
it's so
really?
cool to be a nihilist. It's the edgy thing.
They like get in and they're like, we'll cut off your Johnson. Basically, they want the money, and he goes and the next scene to get his car back from the junkyard, and it's just trash and it stinks, and they're like, yeah, people probably slept in it and shit in it. So you got any leads?
Yeah, bro, sorry, we found your car, but I think someone took a shit in it.
Yeah. Like, you got any leads?
Oh yeah, we got the whole department on it. You know, like we got 4 detectives on it. The guy's just like an asshole.
Yeah.
Like the dude's like even just trying to like get his car. Like actually, like again, he's just trying to like figure some shit out. And everybody's just like, no, you're a useless human being. Go fuck yourself.
The like back at the bar, they're just kind of chilling there, and the dude's just thinking to himself, he's like, I could have just had a fucking stained rug and left it at that, but I had to keep pushing. And he's kind of still even blaming himself for all this, but it's like, you really didn't do anything.
Oh, that's the really sad part about it all.
Yeah.
He just got fucked into this situation.
From the first time you meet him, he just gets fucked over.
So he's basically just saying like, damn, these guys are gonna cut off my dick and there's nothing I can do about it. And Walter just keeps being like, shut the hell up, man. It's like, we got our tournament coming up. And they just like bounce and they're like, you know what, man, you're just not into this. He's just like, guys, they're literally gonna cut my dick off. And then he says to the barkeep, he's like, friends like these, huh, Gary? And it zooms into him, and then eventually it zooms out to cowboy guy,
Sam Elliott.
But it's
Cowboy
like,
guy.
hey,
Yeah, Lebowski looks over. He's like, hey, no, you stop that.
but this is like all one scene. Like when they start talking, then it zooms into him, and then it zooms back out to that guy, and then so it's like a really long take. He says, a wiser man than me once said, sometimes you eat the bear, sometimes the bear eats you. He's like, just basically saying, hey, I dig your style. He's like, I dig yours too, cowboy. He's like, but just one thing, do you have to use so many curse words? And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Which, like, did he swear before that? Like, or does this dude just, like, omnipotently know about the dude? Maybe this guy
He's known as
hiring,
the narrator in like the in the
maybe
credits.
he hired the private detective to watch the dude, and that's how he knows about all this stuff.
I think he's just
It's a conspiracy.
like an omnipotent narrator.
Yeah.
It's like character talking to the narrator as like kind of like a
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
Yeah.
And that's why
Sam Elliott's voice is the whole dude's persona, like it's.
And that's why
like
it kind of makes sense that they only talk alone. Like there's never like Walter or anybody.
Because it could just even be like him discussing it with himself, like maybe that's like what the dude hears in his head is Sam Elliott's voice, like narrating his life.
That's what I hear.
I wish.
So the phone gets put in front of him at the bar, and it's Maud, and she's like, you still haven't gone to the doctor yet. I want to see you immediately. And so he goes to her house, and he comes in. There's like this one guy just sitting there reading a book and just laughing to himself. Professor Lupin. And
I fucking hate his whimper.
he's not really digging that guy, and he starts making a white Russian, and Maud shows up, and she's like saying how Uli, the nihilist, kidnapped her, and they're just pretending, to kidnap her for the money.
Had He's such a little attention suck.
And now, so like at this point, you're kind of like just seeing like nobody really knows where the money is because like I don't know, like they don't have it, and then like the nihilists don't have it, and then like the guys who stole his rug don't have it. But yeah, then like the dude on the phone just starts like laughing like uncontrollably, and Maud's just like, "What are you talking about?" And she goes and like picks up the phone, and then she starts laughing uncontrollably, and the dude's just sitting there like, "What's going on?" And then yeah, he's at the doctor, just listening to music, getting his head checked. Then he's like, he leaves there. Oh yeah, he says he's like, "Slide your shirt up," and he's like, "No, I got hit in the face." And he's like, "I know, slide your shirt up." And then I don't understand what that was supposed to mean. Like
he's doing a full like physical because later we find out that she wanted like the perfect man just to inseminate him.
Oh right.
So she was like, she got the doctor to check on him to make sure that he fit the bill.
So yeah, he's like leaves there driving, and he's like smoking a J, just having a drink, and then he realizes there's a punch buggy following him, and he drops his J. He's, "Oh shit!" and starts pouring the beer.
Yeah.
Oh god. Starts pouring the beer.
And he forgot his J. He's running to it. He reminded him. He's like, "Oh shit."
He's jonesing. But then he just like crashes his car like real bad. Just gets it like wedged pretty much. He finds this note between the sheets that's like somebody's like homework. We see him in the next scene as landlord's screenplay, and it looks honestly just awful. This is my thumbs down moment. But Walter and Donnie are there too, and they're talking to him, and the Walter somehow like tracked back the homework to this kid named Larry who lives across town. So they're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna go in there and
by the In-N-Out."
Larry. Yeah, by the In-N-Out. Donnie's like, "Yeah, can we hit up the fucking In-N-Out?" And then eventually they're just like, "Yeah, it is on the way, so I guess we'll go to In-N-Out." So they pull up beside this guy's car, and he's got like a really nice car. So they're like, "Oh man, he spent a lot of the money." And Walter's like, "No, that only cost this much. He's got a lot left." They go in, and like his dad is just hooked up to like the iron lung. And I guess his dad wrote like 156 episodes of this series he likes called Branded, and he's just like, "Oh, we love you, sir, we love you." And he obviously never says anything. Then Larry comes out, and they're just like interrogating him. They're like, "We know this is your homework. This is your homework," and he's just sitting there not saying anything.
The most straight-faced kid through the entire ordeal too. Just no facial expression change.
They're both
Cut
just
your
like,
dick off, Larry. Just threatening this like 15-year-old.
That's the best like John Goodman rant in this whole movie, in my opinion. This one is just like the peak of like.
From here to when
Really
he
good,
goes
yeah.
outside and starts
"You
beating
see
on the
what
car.
happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
Stranger in the ass, Larry.
He just keeps screaming it.
See
over.
what happens, Larry."
What's the
See what
obsession
happens?
with this movie and them just like everyone referencing like fucking you in the ass? Like the nihilists are like, "Yes, we fuck you in the ass." And then
Oh yeah, the one guy. Look at when he's fighting. "I'm going to fuck you in the ass." Sounds like some like fucking German techno remix.
So yeah, he goes outside, he's smashing the car. This dude comes out, he's like, "I just bought this freaking car last week." He gets pissed and like goes starts smashing the dude's car.
It's
then,
like, come on. Like,
Yeah. And then you see them driving back, and they got In-N-Out. And
Tony looking happy as fuck in the backseat.
Yeah.
Just
windows all smashed, like wind blowing through their hair, but they got their In-N-Out, so everyone's chill.
and it looks surprisingly like, again, it's just a moment of comfort and like all this chaos. Like,
at home, we see the dude is just hammering a piece of wood into the floor. He like is on the phone with Walter, and he's just like, "Yeah, no, I think I just want to do stuff alone from now on." He's just like, "Yeah, you tend to like just fuck shit up." So he's like, "Yeah, just leave me alone." or what does he say? He's like, yeah, no, there is an unspoken message here. It's fuck you. Leave me the fuck alone. He like gets up and we see that he was like nailing this thing into the ground so that he could prop the chair up against the door so people can't get in.
My thumbs up moment of the movie. Just the proceeding immediately after.
Yeah, it just opens up from the wrong way. I can't. Oh yeah, it's the two guys who stole his or peed on his carpet. They're like, yeah, Jackie Treehorn wants to see you, and we. Like, he wants the deadbeat Lebowski this time. So we get, like, a montage of, like, these naked ladies bouncing. There's a big bonfire at the beach and all these people partying. And
being rich, baby.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically the porn palace of Jackie Treehorn. And the dude goes in there and he's saying, like, oh, how's the smut business? And he's like, I actually just deal in publishing. But he offers him a drink, makes him another white Russian. They start talking about all this stuff. But I'm going to make erogenous software, and the brain is the most erogenous zone. And then he gets to it. He's like, so, dude, where is Bunny? And he's just like, she just ran off. Like, we think she just, took herself and ran. And then he gets like a phone call, goes over to the side, like starts kind of writing something, and he realizes he's wearing like a wedding ring, which I don't really realize why that ends up being important, but either way, he's like, oh, I gotta go for a second, and then he goes and like scribbles on the pad, and it turns out that the dude was just drawing a picture of like a dude with a big dick. And he's just like, okay, he takes it, scratches it off, and puts it in his pocket. Then when he comes back, he's like, yeah, no, like, if you do find the money, I'll give you a 10% finder's fee, just like everybody else. And he tells him, he's like,
this guy actually has nothing to offer Lebowski, like, at all. He's just like, yo, if you find this money, just give it to me, and I'll give you, like, 10% of the money.
Yeah, and he's like, well, like, Larry lives out here, so, yeah, if you want to just write me the check now, that'll be good. And he realizes, oh, shit, I'm getting kind of drunk, and, like, Jackie doesn't really kind of believe him, it doesn't seem like. And he's just getting, he got drugged by Jackie Treehorn, and before he goes there, he's like, I just wanted my fucking rug. He really tied the room together. And then he starts having that dream sequence here talking about Dayne.
It's just like the excitement
dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. It's a vibe, honestly.
He's just like the happiest expression on his face as he's going to.
Why is he a plumber? Or like what? Why is he?
I imagine like porn rules things.
Oh
yeah.
I think
and because he's like, so used to dealing with everybody else's shit.
There you
that
go.
Makes a lot of sense. It's like, wasn't the German nihilist guy in the porn a plumber when he came to the door, too?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is based around bowling again. The girls have like these big bowling pin headdresses. Maud is a Viking for some reason. He's on like this big like infinite staircase just dancing, and they're
instead
like
of Julia Moore, it's Julius Caesar.
They all like line up onto the bowling alley, and then he like helps Maud bowl, but then he becomes the ball and then turns like face up, and he's just like under all the girls. And he turns the other way, gets a strike, but then all of a sudden he's running, and the nihilists are there with the scissors, so they're gonna cut off his Johnson. And then all of a sudden he's running down the street, and he gets picked up by these cops because I guess they just drugged him and let him out on the street. Like,
well, they said that Johnny Treehorn kicked him out, and like Johnny called the cops on him.
Mm-hmm. Which also just dick move. And then he gets picked up by the cops, and the cops are just such dicks. He's like still toasted, like off of whatever drug he got, and
the cop is just giving him
objects
shit
like women, man.
He's like, yeah, he's like, Mr. Treehorn says you're drunk and abusive, and yeah, like you said, treats objects like women. The sheriff's just like, basically he's telling him like, you just like stay out of my fucking way.
You're
from
just a
now
useless sack of shit, you fucking worthless. It just beats the shit out of him.
And then he's like, do you understand? He's like, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Takes his full mug and just tosses it at his fucking head. Yeah, knocks him over and just beats the crap out of him. He's just screaming at him. In the taxi, the dude's just having a bad time. He's like, can you just change the radio station? And the dude's like, fuck you. He's like, come on, I'm having a bad day. I just really don't like the fucking Eagles, man. And
How dare you not like the fucking Eagles?
he just pulls
Fucking
over,
the
kicks
cat
him
out.
up.
Yeah. To be fair, I mean, earlier when you're seeing Jesus and they're playing like Spanish Hotel California, that was just really a vibe.
Really was.
You can't not like Hotel California, no matter
It's
what
true.
the rendition is. I guess unless you're the dude.
In which
The
case,
dude.
free pass.
Well, I honestly
Is that what was
that
playing?
was the Red Hot
Yeah.
Chili.
He deserved to get kicked out of
it
that
was
cab.
it was Spanish Hotel California. It was really
Yeah.
funny.
Oh
that
yeah,
by the
because Hotel
Eagles?
California does play.
Yeah, Hotel California is, yeah.
Oh shit! I thought that was
Um,
Red Hot Chili Peppers for some reason.
No.
So he
I don't
goes
know.
into his own house and trips over the wood that he put in the ground. And
Genius.
Maud's there. She just like whips off her clothes and she's like, Jeffrey, love me. He's like, you're wearing my clothes. They basically.
That's my robe, bitch. Like this woman has the audacity to not only knock him the fuck out, send him
Did
to
you
a
say
doctor.
this bitch woman? Is
This
that your
bitch woman has the audacity, because not all women are bitches. This one in particular, though, has
Bitch
the
woman, one
audacity
word.
to fucking knock him the fuck out. Like, but she sent him to a doctor to get his fucking shit checked out, and then just shows up wearing his robe and goes, fuck me. Like, no, you don't
And then
deserve any
hijacks
of
his
that.
sperm.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Women.
Women, man, I tell you.
She's like, yeah, love me. And they basically skip to after sex, and she's just like asking him about his career.
I
and
love
he's-
this though. He's just like, yeah, I was a roadie for Metallica. Like, just actually like interesting shit.
Like I would just like offers her a cocktail like right in the morning too. He's like, all right, whatever. Starts drinking.
And she's like, nah, I'm trying to get pregnant right now. So she starts doing her stretches or whatever it is to like
A
basically
little
increase
leg
conception.
hole shake back and forth thing.
Yeah. And she the dude learns that she actually doesn't really have any, or he doesn't have any money at all, like Mr. Lebowski. He gets like an allowance that her mom and her like basically give to him.
Well, her mom's dead. It's just her.
Yeah,
It's from the
yeah.
foundation.
And
Gets an allowance from the
one time
foundation.
they like let him run this little part of a business, but basically he doesn't have any power over anything. So
Turns out the
he-
big Lebowski's just a little big bitch.
Little big bitch.
he has a light bulb moment. He has to go and call Walter, but Walter can't drive because it's Arav Shabbos, and Walter decides, "Okay, I'll come pick you up," and he does. And the dude in the buggy, the blue buggy, is waiting outside, and he's like, "Hey, I see you," and he goes and like talks to him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a private eye, just like you. I'm a big fan of your work," which like. I don't get it. Why is there? Who is he a private eye for?
Oh, he's a private eye for Bunny's family because they haven't like heard or seen from her in a while. So he was trying to figure out what the fuck she was up to, and then he was like, "Oh, Big Lebowski's a private eye. You're great. You're great at this, man." And Lebowski's just like, "Nah, I just want to smoke weed on my rug."
On my rug.
Yeah.
I just want to ash out on my rug again.
You really tied the room together.
Walter shows up and he gets in there and he's saying, like the dude's saying that Bunny, Oh yeah, the guy, the like private eye is saying that like he was supposed to like show her this picture and make her feel homesick because she's actually from like some like I don't know where she's from, but yeah, she's from some farm. Um, and yeah, so we see at this diner the nihilists are ordering like pancakes and stuff, and we get a slow pan down, and one of them is missing their toe, so it wasn't her. The ringer we learn was always a ringer because the one dude didn't have money to put into the suitcase, so there was never any money. Um, and the Big Lebowski was getting like tired of Bunny, so he was hoping that the nihilists would just kill her, because there was no money in the end, and
because he bundled like money from the foundation to pay for it, but then he didn't send the money with them, so he was gonna pocket the money from the foundation. Was like his whole plan. Yeah. And then doesn't like Bunny just like come driving by in a car? Like he's just standing there. Yeah. Like I don't remember exactly what that is.
And then it shows you that she has all her toes earlier.
Yeah.
We hear that like it's kind of odd because we hear at this point that Walter's ex-wife of 5 years was Jewish, and that's why he became Jewish. They divorced 5 years ago, and he's continued being Jewish, which I think is yeah.
Well, because but the way he says it too is like, you know, just because like I believe in this now, so it's not like just because I'm not like married to her, it doesn't mean I'm just gonna like give up on it. So that actually earned me some respect points for this guy, because I was like, okay, he literally just sticks to what he believes in, which is like
but at the same time, like the dude is saying, he's like, oh, it's just part of your whole Cynthia thing because he's taking care of his ex-wife's dog.
Yeah.
Right? And like so we learned that she basically just drove off to go see some friends.
Yeah, they like pull up to the Lebowski's house, and like the car's just fucking like trashed.
In the fountain,
like, the music's still blaring, and she's just like half naked running around the mansion.
Yeah, they go and basically explain everything I just said to Big Lebowski, even though he already knows half of it. And Walter's just like, you know what? This guy's faking being a cripple. I've never been so sure of something in my goddamn life. Goes and like picks him up, just drops him flat.
Deserved.
All
And
right, let's get the fuck out of here.
yeah, and they go fucking bowling. And the Spanish dude pops up and he's screaming at Walter. And he's like, you moved your fucking match because of Arab Shavas or whatever the holiday is again.
Boss.
And he's like, whatever, I was gonna kill you today, I'll kill you next Wednesday, I don't care. Outside, when they are leaving, the nihilists are there and they set their car on fire.
Just torched.
Oh, I like how he's like, well, I was waiting for that, or finally.
Well,
or
they
something.
finally did it. They killed my fucking car.
Dude, that car took some shit in this movie. I was gonna say earlier, like, especially after he crashed it when he like dropped the J. How is that thing still working? It went through like so much shot.
It's so sad. It's just the like decaying process of this poor fucking guy's car. Like it's just a metaphor for his sanity.
It may have also had actual shit in it too. No, they're like, yeah, we want the money, and then we'll give you the girl. And they're like, we know you don't have the girl. You never did.
There's no fucking money.
And they're just like, well, we still want the money. And they're just like, well, there's no money. And they're like, okay. You just give us what you have on you.
He cut off his girlfriend cut off her toe. That's so unfair. Fair.
You're nihilist. You don't believe in anything.
Hey, cool, Walter, pal. There's never any money. Fucking big empty briefcase.
Yeah, I like
it's
how
all
they're
just
just
a
like,
ruse.
give us all your money that you have on you, and we'll leave you alone.
Yeah, I have like
and Walter's
$4.
like, no.
And I want my undies back.
Walter's making everything fucking worse.
No.
The guy's just like, okay, we'll fight you. Pulls out a samurai sword, runs up to him, and just like drops it, I guess, or something. And then so like Walter just grabs him, starts biting his ear off.
I'm going to fuck you in the ass. I'm going to fuck you in the ass. I'm going to fuck you in the ass.
Yeah, there's that guy who eventually just gets fire extinguished by Walter.
Yeah.
That was
And Walter
takes care of
bites the guy's fucking neck off. Like, literally just bites him like Mike Tyson and rips his ear off.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Walter was
Donnie
in
just,
man. He learned some shit.
He did.
Donnie just has a heart attack and dies, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dead ass. Like,
Or
So
fucking Donnie.
tragic.
Yeah, so he doesn't get hit by anything or any of that, but then we see them at the funeral place, Walter and the dude, and everything is, I guess, super expensive, and they're like, well, like, you need an urn. He's just like it's $180. Like, that's way too expensive. Like, we're gonna spread the ashes. We don't need an urn. So we see them, they
you
just
got
take
a
it in.
coffee tin or something around?
Yeah, he asks, he's like, is there a Ralph's around here? And then you see them with a coffee can. They go to the ocean to spread his ashes, and
Goes right in the fucking dude's face. Like, literally, like...
it just like all blows back.
Before though, he just says like the weirdest, longest monologue that like it just comes out of left field. Like it doesn't seem like we didn't know Donnie, but apparently
Talks
Donnie,
about
like how he was a surfer, loved the outdoors, exploring the beaches of Southern California, from La Yola to La Carrillo, up to Pismo, and just like all these random things. Where
I know, it's like
I
you don't even really know if it's true. Like,
it's probably just
And then
spewing
just-
bullshit.
Starts like spewing in shit about like the war too.
Yeah.
In Vietnam.
Everything's about the fucking war to you, man.
yeah, he's like, he died just like these people died on Hill 365
Yeah.
and on this place, blah, blah, blah. Just like Donnie, who loved bowling.
You're a fucking tragedy, what is it, tragedy, Walter, or whatever. I can't remember what he says. He's just like, you're like a walking tragedy.
Yeah. And then Walter's just like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
He's just like, I'm sorry. That's such a cute scene though, because you can tell they've been friends for like a long time. Like same with like Donnie, right? Because they're all older, so maybe they like grew up, or like, you know, we don't know where they all like met and like found their love of bowling and shit. So I just love that, like, just that part of like, just like, fucking Walter just hugging Lebowski, because Walter knows too. He's just fucking made everything worse. Fucking
Yeah.
the dude's fucking standing there with a face full of his
Covered,
dead friend,
yeah.
and like it is. I love that scene. It's so just like beautiful in a way. I don't know. It really just like spoke to me a bit. It's just cute.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling, he says. And they go bowling, and we just see like a really nice kind of setup, like almost like a closing down scene of the bowling alley, like where they're cleaning it up. And then we see they're in there, and this guy, the barkeep, who I don't think we ever see, is apologizing to him about Donnie. And he's like, yeah, well, sometimes you eat the bear, sometimes the bit. And then he like sees, I'm never going to remember his name.
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. And yeah. And then the next line he says, he's like, how you doing? He's like, oh, you know, sometimes gutter balls and sometimes strikes, which is kind of like sometimes you eat the bear eats you. But he's from the east and he's from the west.
Yeah.
And he's like, keep it easy, dude. And, hey, the dude abides. Well, I guess everything ended up pretty well for the dude. I didn't like seeing Donnie go, though.
Which, like, things didn't turn out that good for the dude. He literally, like, his car's gone now. His place got all destroyed. Like, things aren't going good for the dude. He just has a good attitude about everything.
He has a piece of wood nailed into his floor. He has a son he'll probably never meet. His friend died.
Yeah.
But all in all, you know, it's all right.
Yeah, and he just starts rambling on. He's like, yeah, it's kind of nice to think that the dude might be out there and da-da-da-da. And I'm rambling again. Okay. Good night. It's like, it's done. Well, man, that brings us to our ceremony of thumbs.
I hope it made sense what we just talked about, because, you know, Big Lebowski.
Dude. So this is the point in the show where we have to either give a thumbs up and say, hey, this is a good movie, you should go watch that, or give a thumbs down and say, hey, no, F this movie, you should buy all the copies and throw them
Wait,
out.
what's the DeBaby pose? Something like that.
And then he has a little baby. You know, in 3-Man when you
Lebowski.
play Little Man in like
Yeah.
drinking games, I always the little baby on his cap. I always just imagine that. No.
He has to pull off
Anyways.
DeBaby every time.
3, 2, 1.
Big
Hard movie
thumbs
to
up,
hate. I
Dowski.
think.
It really is. It's just kind of like a chill movie, you know. It's just easy. Like
It's fun.
yeah.
Mhm.
I like it.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
There's so
And
many
easy to,
quotable
it's easy to
lines.
recommend too, just because it's
Mm-hmm.
just funny. It's got a lot of just good
Quotable shit.
Yeah,
I found like the second viewing definitely kind of like once I knew that there wasn't a point to anything, I could just like enjoy the movie, and I think that's kind of how it's
Yeah.
meant to be. Is just like sit and just watch it, but like don't expect like anything
Yeah.
grand or whatever. Like it's just about the dude, you know.
Mhm.
It's-
And I think a lot more of it's in the dialogue than I expected the first time. So once I really like paid more attention the next time, I laughed a lot more.
R.I.P. Donnie.
R.I.P.
Well, if there's nothing left to say,
Let's
we'll be.
spin the wheel.
wheel.
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Just spin it.
Oh, giving it some fucking
Oh,
force.
we had a little muscle behind that one.
What's
Oh,
that?
hey, that's mine. The bucket list.
Oh, nice.
Ah, we're gonna be so
Hell yeah.
sad.
I can't wait
yes.
to talk about life fading away.
Ugh. We're too young.
Yeah, so if you like what we're doing here, don't forget to hit subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this one. Share this with your friends. Hit like if you like this video. All that sort of stuff.
If you want
And,
to follow us, we've got all of the social medias.
Follow us
Yeah,
on
we're on
Instagram,
Twitter.
Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus. No Google Plus. That doesn't exist.
Nexopia,
No.
Throwback.
Yeah.
little one to the scene kids.
Yo,
Next
like
week-
our MySpace page.
Next week we'll be reviewing the bucket list. Thanks for coming along with us for this ride.